Hi everyone, it's a beautiful morning here in Naivasha. As you can see, we've got a nice looking onion crop here. We have this one is at advanced stage, and we have another block here, a newly established one. I think this one was established yesterday, and I want to explain a few things briefly regarding onion farming. I've said we have a block here which is looking very vibrant. I'm told this block is 2 months and 1 week old. But if you can look, keenly, you will see the onion is already at what we call bulbing, onset of bulbing. So this onion, it's supposed to we know it's supposed to go for 3 months. So there's a high likelihood of having medium and big sized bulb onions from this. So what are some of the things to consider in onion farming? It starts with seeds and seedling propagation. So the first decision an onion farmer is going to make is on the seeds. So we have the hybrid. If you want to get good production, we recommend, or as an agronomist, I will recommend hybrid seeds. So on seeds, this is where the decision will touch or will affect the production on different issues or aspects. One is the maturity period. Two is resistance on diseases. And three, even the color of the bulbs and even the size of the bulbs. So the choice of the seeds or the seed variety you are going to use is very important. And then on seedling propagation, we all know that as a farmer you need healthy seedlings, and if you have seedlings which are not healthy, or seedlings which are not vigorous, which lack vigorous growth at the initial stages, you might not get a good production. So we have different methods of seedling propagation. We have the our traditional or the ordinary way of nursery establishment. I will look into this in a detailed version, how to do a nursery bed, or the ideal practices when it comes to nursery bed establishment. That is for the farmers who still want to continue doing it the ordinary way. But for many farmers, they are moving to sourcing seedling propagation services from professional seedling propagators. And this is good because these are the professional seedling propagators. One thing, they are going to help you take care of what we call the germination percentage. You'll not lose your seeds. Each and every seed you plant must count. And also the issue of the resistance, and also the vigorous growth of the seedling. So I highly recommend that if you are doing onion for commercial purpose, consider that method of seedling propagation. So briefly, the other issues or the other factors we need to consider in onion farming, we have three. It's actually not in onion. I will explain on almost all the crops with the time. We'll have more recordings or more clips touching on different crops. But most important, the three most important things. One, is you need, as a farmer, you need to work on what we call the feeding or the crop nutrition of the specific crop. You need to understand the crop. You need to feed it. You need to understand how this crop, what are the nutrition requirements of this crop. This has a lot to do with the fertilizer application from planting all the way to the advanced stages. Then number 2, we have the diseases, the pests, and the weeds control. These are, we call it we call it crop protection. You need to understand the diseases. I will explain in a different clip the important diseases in onions and how effectively we can handle them, or we can address them. And then we also have the pests, the important pests for onions. It's not complicated. Mostly it is thrips. We need to, you as a farmer, you need to come up with a good program on how to address, or how to control thrips or the pests in onions. Then, most important, we have weeds. Weeds control is a very important practice in onion and most horticultural crops, or most of these are short period crops. So we all know the negative part, or the negative effects of having weeds in your struggling or competing with your crops. So for onions, you need to come up with a method which is going to ensure that your seedlings, after transplanting, they will not compete with the weeds. Because as I have said, we will get into details of all this. We'll get into details of crop nutrition, touching on onions, crop protection, onions, and weeds control, onions. Then number 3, we have practices. We say agriculture is art and science of crop and livestock production. Personally, I'm an expert in crops, and I will give insights on the practices. The practices actually make the hard part of agriculture in farming. So, for example, which are some of the practices, the ideal practices? It starts with even the method of irrigation. It touches on the depth of the seedling, planting when you are transplanting these seedlings. It even touches on the beds. How, as you can see, this farmer is using beds, is using drips for irrigation. If you look keenly, you will see the farmer is using a 10 centimeter spacing drip. So how important is this in the onion, or in the in the yield or the harvest? We will I will get into details of all those aspects. For now, I said it's going to be very brief. My name is Geoffrey Kavita, agronomist, very passionate on agriculture and farming and helping farmers, and most important, trying to simplify farming, because I understand it can be complicated, and people or farmers, have seen farmers giving up because they think it is very complicated. It's not. I'm going to simplify it for you. So subscribe on this channel, follow everything I'm going to do. I address most of the issues. I will have clips and recording touching on almost all the crops, all the aspects of farming. Thank you.